Hi, I'm Ashley and I love horses. I'm a lifelong horse owner and spent over 10 years working professionally in the horse industry. Today, I want to take a look at an old video that I have from 2012 and react to it. It's of my horse. His name is Moji, and he's an off the track thoroughbred. So the video is from when he was racing. He was bred to be a racehorse and he raced for 3 years until I bought him. And so he was 5 when I got him. He had spent 3 years on the track and he only won one race in that amount of time. I used to work at the track. I worked in the backstretch at the test barn. And one of the people that I knew there, he had a racehorse and he was selling him. He said, I have this racehorse. He's an awesome horse. He just wants to be a saddle horse. He just doesn't want to race anymore, which I think is the case for a lot of thoroughbreds. Is not all of them are going to be winners, of course. Some of them just want kind of a quieter life. They just aren't interested in really being at the front of the pack. And that was my horse, Moji. So long story short, I went and met him. I checked him out, looked at him. He was still at the track at that time, and talked to my family about it. And we decided that after the season was over, we would take him home. Now, since I worked at the track, I thought he's won one race. It would be really cool if I could get a video of that race. I knew that they videoed the races. And so I thought, let me just head over to the race office and see if I can buy a video of him. And then I can have that sort of as a keepsake of the one race that he ever won. So I went to the race office and they actually said, we don't give videos to people who don't own the horse or aren't the trainer associated with the horse, because I wasn't his owner at the time. And then they said, though, but we know you. We've seen you around the backstretch. And meanwhile, I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen these people in my life. But that's so much the racehorse culture is kind of everybody knows everybody and everybody's got an eye out. So it's not really surprising. But it was so nice of them. They said, because we know you, we're going to give you this video and we'll just give it to you for free. We'll make a copy and give it to you. So I was like, okay, awesome. I love that I have this video. I have copies of it saved like all over the place in my house to hopefully never ever lose it. And today we're going to take a look at it and I'm just going to react to it and share it with you guys. I haven't watched it in a few years. I remember a lot of what is in it, but it'll be fun to look at it again. It's only a few minutes long because it's just the one race. So yeah, it should be fun. Okay, here we go. So August 25th, 2012. 2012 was my first year at the track, I'm pretty sure. And I did 7 seasons. And then actually they closed at COVID and they shut down. So we don't have thoroughbred racing in Saskatoon anymore, which I think is pretty sad. It was a loss. It was definitely a fun thing to do on the weekends. Oh, this is making me nostalgic for the track already. I miss it. I remember that the track was super sloppy, that it had been raining all day or maybe even all weekend, and it did let up for the races, but you can just see how sloppy it is.
3 years of age and older, the distance 6.5 furlongs.
6.5 furlongs.
The field begins with number
So this is a maiden race. So that means that maiden means a horse that's never won a race. So all the horses who are in here have never won. My horse, Moji, being 5 at the time, he was probably one of the older ones, if not the oldest. So he's racing against 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds who have also never won, maybe a 5-year-old or 2. It's not very common for a 5-year-old to still be a maiden. You can see his payout there too, as he's number 7 in this one, I'm pretty sure. So he definitely wasn't the favorite, but he wasn't a big long shot either. There he is. Look at him with his cute little blaze. And no pony horse. We always think that's funny because he was just so like seasoned at that point. He's 5. He's like, I know how to do this. I know how this goes. I don't need help. Just goes.
Seven in the gate.
Okay, here they go.
And they're off.
So he's second from the left right now. It's funny him too being one of the older ones. We always think probably the mud didn't bother him as much as the others, possibly.
Out of post 5, Stormy Paper lost the start completely.
He's
Here they
in
go into the
4th right
clubhouse turn.
now.
Any given night along the rail. Candy's Dream up to
So
contest
probably
the
getting a bit
grab
of
the clear
mud, but
lead.
not too
Candy's
bad.
Dream sprints to the front here, has the lead by 2 lengths now. Any given night will start from that second position. Clear second by about 2.5 on Thunder on Fire. And then a Muji Bar to follow that one from the outside, gap of 6 or 7 more to Jordan's Hero.
Here he comes.
Following that one back there is a Chris Salt to head up the back
I
stretch.
just can't believe he ever even ran that fast. He never runs that fast in his day-to-day life.
Has the lead by 4 lengths now. It's Candy's Dream, the one to track down.
You should see though, because when he's running with the other horses, he's putting in half the effort and still he's at the front.
And Thunder on Fire.
There he goes, coming in second.
Furlong to the wire, top of the lane, down the stretch.
Okay, here they come.
Dream still in front. Under the whip comes a Muji Bar. And then Thunder on Fire, 16th to go.
Okay, come on. There he goes.
Muji Bar flying down the lane here. Muji
and he pulls out in front. Here he goes. All right, then he wins. Oh, what a good horse. His only time ever being in front. I remember this. I have a picture of this, the picture they're taking right now, because the owner, he gave it to me when I bought him. And he's just covered in mud. So you could see he wasn't in the front the whole time. And so he definitely got some mud, especially towards the end there. And then this is hard because they always have to get the horse to stand perfectly for the picture, but they're so amped up after the race that it can be tricky.
Third race, Stewart have concluded. Number 5, Stormy Paper, did receive a fair start, simply just did not want to run. Stormy Paper, the 5, did in fact receive.
I'll have to talk about my experience at the test barn too, because that is a really interesting place. The whole racetrack and backstretch experience is quite something. It is quite unique. I remember I was working that night at the test barn, and so his owner took him back, and I took his test, and they told me he won, and you should buy him because he won. And so we got the sample really fast, and he was out of there. He's perfect in the test barn, perfect in the stall. And then you can see here what his payout was. I remember my parents had bet on him, so they won some money too. Not a ton. This is a small track. And this was the third race of the night.
Official win place and show prices are posted. The 7-4 exactly returns 129.20.
Okay, so not that long of a video, just still really fun though, and really fun to watch that again and see him run at his best and how good he did. I remember him at the time being in racing shape and just the best shape of his life. Basically, by the time I got him, it was September, and he had started to come back into regular feeding, and so he was in kind of that awkward phase. But back in this video, he's lean, he's fast, he's young, and it's just fun to have this as a keepsake. So now I'd like to hear from you. Let me know, do you follow horse racing? Do you like horse racing? Is there a track by where you are? I'd love to visit more tracks. My dream is to go to Churchill Downs in Kentucky, of course. And I mean, in Canada, I think Woodbine is probably the biggest track. So would love to go there at some point. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you like this video. If you want to see other videos like that, make sure you check out my channel and subscribe. And you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok as well. And otherwise, I hope you're having a great week and that you spend some time outside. Thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you again. Bye.